review for Spartan, David Mamet movie, directed, written by him, starring Val Kilmer, William H. Macy, Ed O'Neill. Yeah. So it's an interesting movie. It's basically Val Kilmer plays like a fixer. The investigation into a kidnapping of the daughter of a high-ranking U.S. government official. I think it's the president or the vice president. Pretty sure. But that doesn't happen till like after a third into the movie. Kind of, he opens up. He's training I think they're Army Rangers, and so he's like very good at what he does. He knows how to kill people, how to train people, how to train soldiers, how to train them in knife fighting and other things. So, and he's basically just sent to different areas of the government to help fix problems, it seems like. And then about a third way into the movie, yeah, this girl gets kidnapped. Pretty sure it's the daughter of the president. But that doesn't really explain what's going on till later. It's gonna do a little bit of spoilers, but honestly, if you haven't seen this movie, you should go out and watch it. I think it's really good. I just watched The Spanish Prisoner by David Mamet. This is better, I'd say, but this is a way bigger budget. So, David Mamet's very good at like turning a movie on a dime. But it all makes sense. Like, there's nothing cheap going on. So he's a very good writer. I think this is better directed than The Spanish Prisoner, but like I said, it has more money behind it. Val Kilmer, really good actor. He's very good in this. Roger Ebert says it's his best performance since Tombstone. Could be, yeah. He was in a lot of stuff back then. Definitely better than The Island of Dr. Monroe. If you haven't seen that movie, you should watch it just to see how bad it is. It's like one of the worst movies ever made. The whole backstory on that movie's crazy too. But yeah, Spartan, I saw it a long time ago. I just rewatched it, and it's even better than I remembered. I really liked it. I like how there's a twist that happens, and it's interesting because it seems like David Mamet doesn't have a high opinion of like our politicians, like or the people that like control them. So basically, their handlers. Does not have a high opinion of them. And he's not just going after one political party or the other. They don't say the political party of the person, and it's very interesting how that changes on a dime, and how what's his name, Derek Luke, basically figures out what's going on. Yeah, so I really like how that unfolds in the movie. So, like Roger Ebert, he gives it 4 out of 4 stars. Wow, I'd maybe do that. Yeah, because it's so good, and the twist is so believable, and executed so well. Like, yeah, like every time I watch a Mamet movie, he's like, the way he puts a screenplay together and on screen, he's like a craftsman, I'd say. Like, absolutely dedication to his craft of writing. And he does direct sometimes. Like, he directed this, he directed Spanish Prisoner. I don't think he directed The Edge, right? But he wrote The Edge. which I didn't even know that till I was looking at his IMDb. Wag the Dog, writer. Glengarry Glen Ross, writer. Just absolutely amazing screenplays. Ronin, man, he wrote Ronin with someone else, but I really like that movie too. Wow. I'm probably gonna go back and watch a couple more of his movies. Mammoths. Yeah, yeah. The Edge was directed by Lee Tamahori, who I don't know, did Triple X State of the Union? Not a good movie. Next. Did episodes of The Sopranos. Okay. Along Came a Spider, Die Another Day. So not that many good things, but The Edge is very well made. But anyways, Spartan. So yeah, Ebert 4 out of 4 stars. Spartans opens without any credit except its title, but I quickly knew it was written by Mamet because nobody else hears and writes dialogue the way he does. That the film is a labyrinth story of betrayal and deception, a con within a con, also stakes out Mamet's territory, but the scope of the picture is larger than Mamet's usual canvas. This is a thriller on a global scale involving the Secret Service, the FBI, the CIA, the White House, a secret special ops unit, Middle Eastern kidnappers. Before I go into the plot, let me linger on the dialogue. Most thrillers have simple minded characters who communicate to each other in primary plot points. Cover me. It goes off in 10 minutes. Who are you working for? Spartan begins by assuming that all of its characters know who they are and what they're doing. Do not need to explain this to us in thriller talk. They communicate in elliptical shorthand in shop talk, in trade craft, in oblique references, in shared memories. We can't always believe what they say, and we don't always know that. We get involved in their characters, and we even sense their rivalries, while the outline of the plot is still murky. How murky, we don't even dream. Yeah. So he says it's his best performance since Tombstone. Kilmer's called off assignment after the daughter of the president is kidnapped. The Secret Service is supposed to be guarding her, but what went wrong is one of the movie's secrets. Ed O'Neill plays an agent. Ed O'Neill, who's also in The Spanish Prisoner for really like 5 minutes, but plays in charge of searching for the daughter. William Ace Macy is a political operative from the White House, and it turns out that the daughter was taken for reasons that are not obvious by kidnappers you would not guess, who may or may not know she is the president's daughter. Kilmer's assignment: go anywhere and get her back by any means necessary. Curtis and Jackie want to get involved too, but Kilmer doesn't want them, which may not be the final word on the subject. So he's talking about Mamet. He's like a magician who gets all involved in his story about the king, the queen, and the jack, while the whole point is that there is a rabbit in your pocket. Some screenwriters study Robert McKee. Mamet studies magic and confidence games. In his plots, the left hand makes a distracting movement, but you're too smart for that, and you quick look over at the right to spot the trick, while meanwhile the left hand does the business while still seeming to flap around like a decoy. The particular pleasure of Spartan is to watch the characters gradually define themselves and the plot gradually emerge, like your face in a steamy mirror. You see the outlines in your nose, and then you see somebody standing behind you. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really want to get into what exactly happens, but it's very well done, very entertaining movie. Let's just say Mamet has a very low opinion, I think, of politicians and the people who lead our country. Because what happens is so brutal and cold. But when you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. Warner Brothers Pictures, the film's U.S. distributor, briefly considered retitling the film Ranger after test markets show that people didn't understand the original name. Wow. A handful of trade publications had the film listed as Ranger on the release schedule, but in the end, WB decided to stick with Spartan. Yeah, it's a better name. I mean, both aren't great. Um, I think the name Spartan comes from the story that's told to him about a king, and also maybe because he is kind of like a Spartan warrior. You know, he's the best at what he does. He's just the best warrior. Maybe that's why Scott. He says Scott is a man of action. That's Val Kilmer's character. So Mamet incorporated a number of real life experiences from various U.S. Special Forces members. Mamet performed rewrites during production using nothing more than a typewriter on a cardboard box between takes. Except for a single day. Excuse me. Except for a single day on a soundstage, the film was shot exclusively at practical locations. The cast underwent military weapons training for their roles. But yeah, I think that's about it. But I really like the movie. Val Kilmer, you know, awesome actor. You know, it's sad he has cancer now and he's pretty sick. If you watch Top Gun Maverick, you know, you see him in it. You know, I've heard people criticize that movie. They're like, everyone's like, a lot of people like, I like the movie a lot, but he shouldn't have been in it because, you know, but I don't know. It's a hard call. You know, it was a hard call for Tom Cruise probably, but because you know he looks so weak and um, it's nice to see him in a movie like this 20 years ago. You know, where he doesn't have cancer and everything, but yeah, you know, hopefully he's able to keep going on, that he gets better. Um, I know that they I think gave him not long to live, but you know he keeps fighting, so that's good. So, but I've always really liked Val Kilmer as an actor. I think he's a very good actor. I know there are reports of him on set just being totally like, you know, not a good guy, a total asshole. Like on the set of Batman Forever, and then also on Island of Dr. Monroe, and other sets. Like he's just really mean to people, and I think especially to, like, you know, the Help, not like A-lister stars, um but yeah, I don't know. You know, I'm sure it's true. I've heard a bunch of different interviews from people that have worked with him that at least in the 90s it seems like that. I'm not sure if he continued to act that way when he got a little bit older, but you know, he was really full of himself in the early 90s. I mean, his career was blowing up, but that's no excuse. You should always treat people with respect as long as they treat you with respect. But still, what can I say? I mean, I think he's a really good actor. You know, he was a good Batman, but the movie let him down. Um, you know, good Batman, good Bruce Wayne, but the movie just wasn't there. Wasn't a good movie. So, but definitely check this one out. I think it's really good. I didn't really want to get into the twist or anything because I think it's actually a really good twist, and I think the way Mamet writes it, it's very believable. So, but anyways, check it out, Spartan 2004, David Mamet. But yeah, that's about it. See you next time.